Call the meeting to order. Let's stand for a pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Nordby.
Here.
Councilmember Woods.
Here.
Councilmember McKenzie.
Here.
Councilmember Schweer.
Here.
Mayor Monge.
Here. Thank you very much. Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda, please?
I'll make a motion.
So moved. Councilmember Schweer.
Second.
Second, Councilmember McKenzie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. We're off to the agendas.
Thanks, sir. No presentations this evening. So consent agenda is item A, May 19th, 2026, City Council Workshop and regular meeting minutes. Item B, general claims of $653,735. Item C, HRA claims of $21,957.91. Item D, a no change policy. Item E, special event permit for St. Peter's Church Bonfire. Item F, League of Minnesota Cities waiver for Economic Development Authority liability insurance. Item G, letter of support for the Highway 120 and Highway 36 interchange. Item H, Teamsters Public and Law Enforcement Union Supplemental Agreement 2026 summer hours. And item I, approving of training room AV project.
Thank you very much. Would anybody like to pull anything at this time? If not,
I would like to pull items E and G, please.
E and G. All right, thank you very much. If nothing else, can I get a motion on the rest?
So moved.
So moved, Councilmember Nordby.
Second.
Second, Councilmember Schweer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, we have our tournament open to the public. John Schwall.
Hey, John.
Evening.
Good evening.
I missed that. I wasn't listening. John Schwall, 2750 Chisholm Avenue. I would just like to repeat what Council Member Woods had said at the last meeting. I'm not an accountant, and I'm not an accountant times two. And the situation that I don't want to refer to is that the information from the financial officer is saying that we would reduce the rates for electricity, and it was not the rate; it was a amount off of the power adjustment, which I've never really understood, but who knows? And in these times, at the chaos that has visited energy prices, I know we probably don't run our electricity off of oil coming out of the Strait of Hormuz, but it's all one big picture. And there are prices that are going up, and the thing is that the reduction is from the power adjustment. And I had submitted a data request years back to figure out what the power adjustment was, and were we paying that to MMPA and whatnot. And yes, that power adjustment is based on costs that we've incurred as the producer, the MMPA, and they pass it on to the city, and the city passes it on to us, the residents. So how can you say, well, we're going to reduce that amount, that power adjustment amount? That's what we're going to give as a benefit to you as residents. But wait a minute, that you've incurred that cost. How can you say that that is reduced unless you have some slush fund somewhere that is you can use? This is, not an accountant plus two or two times. I haven't got a clue as to how you can do when you are being charged something, and you can say to the residents, you don't have to pay that total amount, but we'll give it to someone, or we'll get that money from somewhere else. Secondly, the deal that's going on in Casey, they're still hauling tonight, and they still have the pumps going. And why didn't they put pumps in 3 weeks ago when they shut the whole operation down, the dewatering? And those pumps ran for 4 or 5, 6 straight days to get the water out of the area. Why didn't they have the pumps going before? And I talked to one of the guys. I like talking to the guys, you know, they'll give you the straight skinny. And said, what happened? Oh, they were trying to get by on the cheap. That was the story.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next.
Thank you. City business action items, we have 2 on the agenda for tonight. First one up is the Division Street Apartments Resolution of Support. Item A, I'll turn that over to Ken Roberts. Pardon? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I apologize, I jumped ahead. We have 2 that we pulled.
Aye.
That's right. So item E, special event permit for Church of St. Peter Bonfire.
So I'm the one that pulled this. This is the permit for the St. Peter's Bonfire. I would just really appreciate it if Ken could take a moment to explain, because this is something we recently changed, and I just wanted to understand it. I was hoping he could explain, A, did this permit now fall under the free or was it paid? And B, if he could explain what, because some of these permits, I believe now were being able to be approved administratively and not come to us. So I was also curious what on this permit triggered it to have to come before us and not come before us. So I was just hoping we could understand what we changed and why we changed it. But I'm fully in support and plan on approving it.
Mayor, members of the council, the reason this is before you this evening is because the permit to have a bonfire, the fire department's clearly very concerned and very cautious, and they may require to be on standby, and there would be a fee or a potential cost for that. That's the primary reason why this permit's before you. But you're right, Councilmember Nordby, we did change the ordinance. There are some permits that can be approved administratively. We will notify the council, but you don't have to approve them. This one, because there will be some public expense by the fire department, we want to bring it before you to make sure you're aware of it.
Thank you.
And did this permit still fall under the free category?
No.
Yes.
It did? Okay.
Special event permits for nonprofits are still at no cost.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time for that explanation so I can understand what we changed.
So let's vote on that one. All those in favor for the church permit for the special permit for the church?
So moved?
So moved. Councilmember Nordby?
Second.
Second. Councilmember Schweer? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. All right, next one.
Next item is the letter of support for the Highway 120 and Highway 36 interchange. We have
I pulled this as well. I was just hoping Morgan could speak to us some about what this truly means, and especially because I don't believe there's a finalized project, what a letter of support means on something that isn't finalized. Just want to know what we're voting for.
Sure, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, Councilmember Nordby. So what is before you is simply to approve or authorize staff to complete and transmit a letter of support, basically for a funding application. This has happened, just off the top of my head, twice before for the interchange, maybe different councils, but there have been 2 past solicitations for corridors of commerce funding that the city council has supported by way of a letter of support. And this is no different, although it's a little different program. So this is what is considered a regional solicitation. So those dollars pass through from either the feds or the state and are distributed by the Met Council for a variety of different things. Transit is one, certainly. Transportation is another, transportation projects. And the future interchange at 36 and 120 is a transportation project. So the lead agency here in terms of who is contemplating submitting the application, and I should mention that the regional solicitation is competitive. So just like corridors of commerce, there'll be an application, information on the potential future project. Even though the scope is not totally definitively set, there's enough information there to request additional funding. And the lead agency is Washington County. And because we're, 36 and 120 is right on the border there. So Washington County has decided to take the lead in making the application for regional solicitation dollars for the interchange. And they are requesting letters of support from Ramsey County, from North St. Paul and also Oakdale. My understanding is that all communities are contemplating, completing a similar letter of support. And that is a requirement of the application. They're going to require that all the governmental bodies that are impacted by any kind of regional solicitation type of improvement, and this is no exception, that they sign off with their support of the application, letting the Met Council know that they're aware and that sort of thing, right? The request or the solicitation as communicated to me by Washington County is for $20 million. That does not cover all of the cost or contemplated cost, as far as I understand, for the interchange, but it is a major component, a major chunk. And so I think Washington County is contemplating regional solicitation dollars combined with potentially county or other state dollars as well, too. There's no request for city funding at this point, although if you read that letter carefully, I think there's some language that just clarifies that if there is something that is, within the city right-of-way that's impacted, that just like we own and maintain that today, that we would own and maintain that in the future, even if that does get improved. I mean, one example could be if it extends as far down south on 120 to the intersection of 7th Avenue and 120, if that becomes a part of the overall project, even though the interchange isn't going to be right there, they just want to know that we're in support of continuing to maintain 7th Avenue like we have always done, even if they put some of those dollars into improving that intersection, right? So other than that, it's a fairly straightforward letter of support. Again, $20 million. Ramsey County, Oakdale, and North St. Paul were requested to supply letters, and Washington County is the lead agency, at least at this point. And so we will have to see how the solicitation goes and the competitive scoring goes. We were on corridors of commerce. We were close, but not quite above the line for fundable. So there could be a good chance that the $20 million gets funded. We'll just have to see, and I don't think we will find out until like the end of this year. I don't know the exact date, but deadline for the solicitation, I believe, is June 25th. And they take some time to sift through all the applications. So later in the year, for sure, we will find out. Hopefully, we'll be able to provide an update, if not formally in front of council, but by way of the city manager in terms of what the outcome was.
Question, has the city of Oakdale provided a letter as well?
Yeah, they're planning on it, is my understanding. I don't know if it's going in front of the council or being done administratively, but I did see an email that confirmed for Washington County that they're working on putting their letter together.
Excellent.
Could you also touch on, because I believe this is going to have some impact on the Gateway Trail, will the governing body of that need to do a letter of support as well, or how will that tie into this? Because I believe it could possibly impact them greatly.
So that would be the DNR as the authority in charge of the Gateway Trail, if you will, from a recreational regional trail standpoint. They were not included in the request for letters that I saw, so I don't know that is I think it's more looking for what the region considers local agencies, which would include cities and counties, right? So I think the DNR has been involved with, for example, the 120 corridor study, and there's been some interaction between MnDOT staff or county staff and the DNR, but I can't speak exactly to whether or not they will or will not add a letter of support. They certainly will be impacted, right? And I know that one of the goals of the interchange project, stated goals, is to maintain, if not improve, multimodal transportation, which when you hear that means not just cars, right? So it could include mass transit, but mostly what they're talking about is bikes and pedestrians. And as you know, we have a strong interest in presenting and continuing pedestrian movements and bike movements across the highway with the interchange in some fashion, and even further north, links into Matamidi and the Lake Links Trail and up along Silver Lake before you even get to that point. So I'm not saying that the interchange will build the trail, but it certainly will set the stage for north-south connectivity from a multimodal standpoint. And you know, we're still in, it's not even preliminary design. We're still in the very early concept discussions of what an interchange might look like and what alternatives are going to be evaluated. However, as funding starts getting added into the pot and we get closer to a fully funded project, those things are going to ramp up, right? And there's going to be a need by MnDOT or the county or whoever is going to lead the project to really start digging into more detailed design. And so we'll learn more as we get closer. And if there is, again, a block of funds that is identified through this solicitation, that will certainly move things forward to a certain extent, but it isn't going to mean that instantaneously we're going to know exactly what the design alternative is or what the time frame is. Oh, they did mention in an email, again, this is to be taken with a grain of salt, but the solicitation has a time frame with it, and right now with this application, the funds would be programmed for 2031. So again, that's subject to change, but that's just what Washington County is saying as a FYI right now.
I remember from our meeting, I think it was March, when they did the update with us for the corridor, is that MnDOT doesn't have a budget for stuff like this. It has to be a groundswell coming from, grants and everything else. So that's where it has to be,
Yeah,
yes.
this would be one.
And I thank Brian, because part of it was they just wanted a letter from the city, but Brian said, we got to bring it in front of the council and, have us show support for it. So I'm glad we're able to talk about it and be able to continue and, show our full support to try to get that moving. We do have that land where the old BP station used to be that we didn't do anything with because we knew someday something like this may happen. So we do have a card to play with down the line here as well.
That's
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you,
Any more
Lori.
questions? All right, somebody want to bring up the motion?
So moved.
So move. Councilmember Nordby.
Second.
Second. Councilmember Woods. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
All right, on to our regularly scheduled
There you go.
items. First up, Division Street Apartments, a resolution of support. And over to Ken Roberts, our Community Development Director.
Thank you, Brian. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, this request is similar to the one you just spoke about. This is a resolution of support rather than a letter of support for the Division Street Apartments. And those apartments are, this will show it better, on the corner of 17th and Highway 120, just up the road from the intersection in this location. And Mr. Urubi is the owner of 612, 651 properties. He's made this request of the city as he will be submitting a funding application to Ramsey County to get assistance to rehabilitate the existing apartments there. And part of his application to the county is to get a letter or resolution of support from the city. And so he, as I said, he's in the process of buying the property. He's proposing to invest over $200,000 into them, primarily in the interior mechanical systems and improvements to the parking lot. He would be, his plan is, as I show on the screen and in the report, keep 4 of the units with a rental income or with a rent of no higher than 30% of the area median income, and the rent for the other 17 units at 50% of the area median income. So he will be submitting an application to Ramsey County to get grant funding to help make this project happen. The important thing for the city to know is that there would be no monetary commitment or contribution expected with this. Again, it's a letter of support saying we think it's, as a city, it's a good thing to rehabilitate these projects, this project, and support it. So staff has found that this proposal to rehabilitate and renovate this property is in the public interest of North St. Paul and its residents, and we have a resolution in the packet supporting the application to Ramsey County for the acquisition of the Division Street Apartments located at 2726, 2720 17th Avenue, and 2633 Division Street North. Mr. Ruby is here. Be happy to answer questions if you have any. Want to hear a few words from him about his vision of the property? I think that'd probably be a good idea.
Sounds good.
There he is.
Welcome.
Thank you guys very much for your time and for allowing me to take a few minutes to field some questions. Would you like me to maybe give a high-level exposition on kind of my vision? So a little quick background and context. I own 612-651 properties. We are an affordable housing developer based here out of the Twin Cities. That is one of my jobs. I also work for the Greater Minnesota Housing Fund, which is a affordable housing nonprofit lender, non-bank lender. So affordable housing is very important to me. It's very near and dear. I'm a big believer in it. So this application and this request to you is coming with the purpose of, as Ken was mentioning, submitting to a RFP at Ramsey County. Essentially, they have funds available from various pots of money, local affordable housing aid, state affordable housing aid, and some other pots of money for the purpose of constructing new affordable housing, preserving affordable housing, and rehabilitation of affordable housing. That is kind of like the high-level overview. My intent with the Division Street Apartments is that we currently have accepted LOI and we are negotiating a purchase agreement. I actually just sent it over to the seller right now. And we will work, once purchased, to renovate each of the interior of the units of the building. There's 21 units total. And I think perhaps, I spoke with the fire inspector, who's also the rental licensing inspector, and I think what he said best kind of sums up kind of the state of the building. It's well maintained, but it's tired. You can tell that it is, it's incongruent. There's a lot, you go inside and there's different flooring from like the living room to the bedrooms to the bathroom, different coats of paint, the cabinets are tired. So what we propose is essentially to renovate these units while not displacing the residents. So essentially there's going to be a couple of units vacant at closing. We will renovate those units first, give those residents the opportunity to move over to a new unit in the building without increasing their rent, and then continue on with those renovations kind of systematically over the course of a year. Additionally, something that's also very important to me is energy efficiency, carbon reduction. So we'll be installing high-efficiency boilers at the building to replace the old original boilers, high-efficiency hot water heaters. All lights will switch over to LEDs. All fixtures will be switched over to kind of low-flow, high-efficiency, but not like the ones that you use and you're like, why I don't get any water out of the shower head, like ones that are comfortable for tenants. And then we'll also work with other providers. There's something called the Multifamily Building Efficiency Program, which we can utilize to upgrade appliances in the building, weather seal. So again, basically recapitalizing the building and bringing it back to essentially as close to brand new as you can without having a new construction. I've done this project before in other places, most recently in White Bear Lake over at 3637 Bel Air. That is an 18-unit apartment building that we have just finished stabilizing and doing the same exact thing. We'll be investing some of my own money, some of our own money from the business, and then utilizing money from Ramsey County as well, and then a loan from Bridgewater Bank, who is our financier partner, who we have a very good relationship with. Questions, concerns, comments? I try to be an open book and make sure that you guys are comfortable if you decide to support this.
The exterior on those buildings right now are pretty, they're stucco, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, correct.
Are they going to do a restucco? Are they going to put some new type of material on the exterior?
Nope, there's no intention right now to do anything with the exterior. The roofs are new as 2025 because there's a big storm, and from my understanding, there is a tree that fell through the roof of one of the buildings. So those have new roofs. The exterior is stucco on my inspection is in pretty good shape. We'll most likely, the only exterior work we'll be doing is most likely some window replacement of some of the older windows that have kind of lost their seals and or are just kind of in bad shape. So we would most likely also be doing some resurfacing of the, or at least topping the black top there, just to kind of make it look a little newer. It's a little bit
It's a little rough and
tired. So
Tired is a great word for it. It
Yeah.
does look tired out there.
yeah, I think this is what the fire inspector said is like, it's just a tired building. So
My question was more based on the beautification of the exterior.
Right.
yes,
Oh.
yep. So yeah, in terms of beautification of the exterior, I don't have plans to paint the exterior right now, but we'll probably do some basic landscaping along the edging. You think I kind of low impact, kind of hostas, mulch, other stuff along those lines around the exterior of the building, and then some additional work to keep water away from the foundation of the building at this time. So
Are they lower level, the lowest level, that's underground, just a shade,
it's like a
right?
garden level, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like
okay.
partially underground. It's like half underground, correct?
I've driven by them for the last 55 years.
When you get that far, we have our own electric utility, so there are rebates available, some of the work that you're doing.
Yes, Ken was nice enough to let me know that, and yeah, so we would be working with them, and then also since CenterPoint supplies gas to the building, we'd be working with them for the MFBE program, again, to kind of do that comprehensive, like, look and see what all can we touch there to kind of, like, make this as new as possible.
Great.
Nice.
No, it's XL Energy.
Excellent. I think it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very
I'm
much.
excited to see it get revitalized.
Fingers crossed, it's a competitive RFP. We've done well in the past, but always the letter of support from the city just is indicative of kind of another piece of the puzzle that's necessary to kind of create a very competitive application. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate
Thanks.
it.
You bet.
Plus, you got the Dairy Queen right there. How can you go wrong?
I said that in my application, actually. I was like, it'll be really great just to stop by afterwards or bring the kids by, and yeah.
Yep.
Be
Thank
careful,
you.
just be careful in the driveway.
Yeah. All right.
So we have a resolution.
All right.
Turn the mic. There's a resolution for council support.
Division, yep.
I'd like to make a motion.
Yes. Councilmember Schweer is making the motion. Second, Councilmember McKenzie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Second item up this evening is the solid waste recycle and yard waste collection service contract approval. We'll turn that over to Ken.
Thank you again, Brian, Mayor, members of the council. We have before you this evening the proposal for the new contract for our solid waste recycling and yard waste collection services. So as the council knows, we've been working on this for several months with Foth Environmental and our team here at the city to work through and go through the RFP process for the new contract. Our current contract ends the end of August 2026, and so we've been in the RFP review process. There's been a committee of city staff working on this with Chris Cherney, Dan Winnick, Barb Hauselman, Taylor Lilly, and myself. We worked with Foth to put the RFP together. Council approved the RFP back in December. We put it out on the street, so to speak, to see contractors who would be interested, and we received 7 proposals. And we brought those to the council on April 7th for a little overview and review. Based on the scoring and the tabulation, it was the consensus of the council at that time to have the review team here interview the 2 highest rated vendors. If you remember, that was vendor A and vendor B on this table with the highest scores. So we did that. We had interviews with the 2 vendors in May. We had each of them in for an hour and a half with the team, and we had good conversations with both of the vendors, heard from each of them, had good dialogue back and forth with each and exchange of ideas. And at the end of each interview, we encouraged each vendor to send in to the city an alternative proposal with prices for bulky pickup services. The initial proposals had some information on that, but we, as a team, as a city, really were stressing that that was an important thing to the city. And so each vendor did do that. And vendor B, just for comparison, they were offering 4 bulky pickups per year at a cost of 75 cents per month per household. That would have included all bulky items, including mattresses, would not include appliances and electronics, because those services are available elsewhere. The other vendor was Tennis. And their bulky waste option would allow each household to set out 6 approved bulky items per year at no additional charge, and up to 2 appliances per year at no additional charge. And each of those was waiving the labor charge that they would have charged normally. And with both of these, in any of these cases, we, as a city, need to remember that the collection and the pickup is no charge, but we still pay for the tipping fees for their proper disposal at the facility down in Newport. So it's not completely free, but it's certainly at a reduced rate. So going through that and looking at the proposed contracts, We took a hard look at the tennis contract that was proposed. They would be for 5 years with 3 one-year extensions. The garbage and recycling rates will increase 3% each year. They are not proposing any provisions for fuel surcharges. The city will continue with the billing and customer service responsibilities as we have been doing. We have the bulky waste component in there. And most importantly, both the city attorney and Tennis have reviewed and approved the proposed contract. So when we put it all together, it was the team's recommendation based on the rates, based on the bulky service pickup, and I think to some degree the success the city has had with Tennis, that we're recommending approval of the proposed contract with Tennis for the solid waste recycling and yard waste collection. And if so, we have a resolution in the packet that awards the contract and allows for the signatures of the city manager and the mayor to proceed. Tennis representatives are here if you wish to hear from them, but that's our recommendation.
Any questions, anybody?
On my end, I do have a question. How is the city, because we're contacting you as residents, letting you know we have a bulky pickup, and you all, the city, is providing us the customer service piece. How are you tracking how many items are being picked up by each resident and household?
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, that's one detail we have to figure out yet with Tennis. And we're going to figure that out in the next 3 months before this starts in September.
May I ask you to bring that back to council just to discuss that and see what that looks like?
Absolutely, because the calls come into the city, and then we in turn then contact with Tennis. So we'll figure out the most efficient way of figuring that out, keeping track of, with the bulk pickups and then the appliance pickups that are allowed. So it's a good question.
And the abusing of it, yeah.
Yes.
I guess I want to say thanks to all the tennis guys that came out and helped the city clean up on, what was it, May 9th?
Yeah.
That was where all you guys come up last year and this year, and that was a really big help, and I know our city helps, and thanks you very much.
What I appreciate about Tennis, and I appreciate that you guys are here too, Troy, I've worked with you in the past just with cleanup days. I lived in, many moons ago, I lived in the city of St. Paul Park, and we were dedicated to Tennis as our provider. And what I appreciate about them is they're very small town oriented, which provides pretty high quality service. And I actually called Tennis about a month ago and said I was actually driving to bring my girls to school, and just down the hill off of County Road B and McKnight, there is a home on the corner that has a ramp, and the individual is handicapped, and unfortunately that they can't bring their garbage can back and forth. And your gentleman, it was a male, he went up to the house, grabbed the can, brought it down, and then brought it back up. And I thought that was the neatest thing to see that piece of customer service out there. I've seen other employees of yours go above and beyond too. So I'm excited that you came in and we're competitive with this. And I'm glad that this is at the table to vote on tonight.
If I could just add quickly, our staff has been very happy to work with them. They've always had good customer service. It's really great to have a locally and family-owned business who has just recently celebrated 60 years of service.
Congratulations.
Very good. All right.
Does that mean you're all 60 years old then?
All right.
There is a motion.
Yep.
There is a motion for council consideration.
I'd like to make a motion
All right.
to adopt this.
Councilmember Schweer.
Second.
Second, Councilmember Nordby. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you for your service. We appreciate
Oh, yeah.
looking forward to the future.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So your drivers get little pins and bonuses, huh? If we call them? Good.
Yeah, turn it in.
Very
That's
nice.
good to know. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Very good.
All right.
A lot of good stuff tonight.
Moving on to reports of city manager and departments. Did you get the report from Metropolitan Council this week? They do the annual population estimate. This is for 2025. They do housing units and households. So from the 2020 census to the 2025 estimate, it went from 4,984 to 5,393. So up of 400 in the last 5 years. Households went from 4,803 to 5,132, so that went up about 330. And total population went from 2020, like our signs say coming into town, 12,364 to 12,983. So up to 620. So
Just need another 17 people so we can hit that 13, huh? It's like your car, waiting for the odometer to flip.
yes. We've got the departments working on their budgets right now. That'll be turned in later this week, and then we'll be moving on shortly to the CIP. City Hall summer hours have started this week, which is Monday through Thursdays, 7 to 4:30, and then Thursdays, 7 to 11. We shut down early on Fridays, so just let the public know. Electric department's been busy. They're got a contractor working out there at Northwood, including installations of, they're doing the installation of transformers and switching out equipment there. They do have a new employee that starts next week. Communications, they've got all the preparations complete for the June 25th community event for the time capsule event, and the actual ground digging and pulling up the capsule is on June 15th. HR has been working still with new hires and job postings, continuing through Paycom, doing a good job with that. Finance is working with the new cash payment policy, which goes into effect August 1st for that no change, which just means pennies are no longer accepted. Customers must either pay the exact amount, or if they have a balance credit, it just goes onto their account. There is no rounding that happens with it. We had a new employee that started this week on Monday for Jackie's retirement, so far so good. Departments, like I said, the budgets are due the end of this week, and then moving on to the CIP. Police department, they have their Motorola system is up and operational, so staff's working just through the minor issues and pleased with the performance so far, so things are going good. Got the car show planning. They're going to make a couple of officers available for the car show, which is great. They have sergeant interviews scheduled for next Monday. Looks like they're having 7 candidates, 2 internal, 5 external. And the police officer position remains open for applications for 2 more weeks. Public Works has 2 additional seasonal employees that they started this week. We got, I think, a couple next week, and then we're at full capacity for the summer help. Construction on the pond project at Casey is ongoing. They're still looking at a completion of July 4th, but that's, of course, weather permitting. 7th Avenue got a good cleaning earlier this week for the car show. So trying to get everything spick and span for that. Appreciate them coming in early and doing that. Fire department has fire inspector applications closed tomorrow for that. Their May volume of calls has reached another record. They had 208 calls in May. And the access control project, or the new door security systems, is up and running. Just a few little things are working out, but it's all in and working well. And that's all I got for you.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. Council and commissions. You're up, kid.
Thanks. Parks and Recreation met last Wednesday. Thank you, Brian, about just mentioning the CIP and that the departments are getting ready for the CIP, because Sarah did bring, and we got the CIP information and talked through just what are the plans and what does the future look like for Parks and Rec for 2027. So that was the main focus at the last meeting, was what do we want, what does Parks and Rec want to propose to the council. So good meeting. Our first meeting in June. Yes, sorry, I had to think about what day it was. Our first meeting in June will be held at Casey Lake at 6:30 on the third Wednesday. I don't know the day off the top of my head. So 6:30 at Casey Lake.
Great. Good to see you out and about, too.
The EDA meets next Tuesday on the 9th at 4 o'clock here in the chambers.
Thank you.
Arts and Culture will meet tomorrow night here in council chambers.
All right.
Planning Commission will meet 2 days from now here in council chambers.
Look at that. A lot of stuff coming up. General business, anybody?
Yes, I first and foremost want to give a shout out to the History Museum. They actually did a story and a meeting on my house. So that was the last meeting at the History Museum. It was a lot of fun. I was invited by Sue Springborn to attend because they were talking about my house and people would be driving past it. And it was very interesting, learned a lot of new things about my home, but also it was cool to see just some of the structure that I thought somebody put in. It was actually original, but it came with the house. So it was really neat. That was a good event to go to.
That would be.
Yeah, so it was, you can view it if you'd like to view it. And you're welcome to drive past the house. It's 100 and...
You have cookies?
Yeah. Well, I do not have cookies, but maybe there's the leftover pecan bars from the event that's that night too. So, but gosh, was it 2020? The house is 110 years old, 115 years old. So, yes. So feel free to drive by. I won't promote my address. You can go to the History Museum and take a look at it.
There you go.
The other thing I want to touch on is the car show. Car show's coming up on June 12th. It's pretty exciting. This is a big event for our city. We take a lot of pride in it. We are super grateful for the history cruisers and to continue the partnership with us. We appreciate their volunteering, the way they run the program. It's fantastic. I think it's important for our residents to know that, yes, they've decided to go every other weekend, every other week. And they call it out online. They're just getting older. They don't have a ton of volunteers. We sought out and found another group, the Invisible Wound Project, who is a non-for-profit. We are super excited to have that partnership to continue to build off of something that is so exciting in the summer and for our residents and for the community. I would like to personally ask our community and those that are associated with the city of North St. Paul, and I ask them to reach out to the city, reach out to the council members. If you have any issues or have a lot of questions about these partnerships and our relationships with these partners, please talk with us about those. This is why you have the ability to communicate with us. We're looking forward to an exciting summer and an exciting partnership with both the History Cruisers and the Invisible Wound Project.
Very well said. Very good. Thank you.
When was the Polar Park? Was that 2 weeks ago, or was that before our last council?
Boy, that's a tough question.
Because I know you and I were just there.
Yeah, you and I were there. I
We
couldn't remember when
were,
we did it,
the
though.
council, or
Yep.
folks there. so
That went really well.
That was really actually a nice looking park in there.
Very hidden back
did
there in
nice,
the corner.
yeah.
It's a little
Very
hidden
nice.
gem.
It is, yeah.
Great. Anybody else?
I've got nothing.
Okay.
Just, Cassie, well said. Just one clarification. Isn't the first car show this Friday?
Yeah, no, next week.
It's the 12th.
No, it's 5th.
Fifth.
Oh, good. I thought we had to wait.
Is it,
That's this Friday.
okay, history, is it the wounds?
History.
Yep.
They're the following. The 12th is a wound.
Thank you, so let's, please
The
correct
the
me.
first car show is the 5th, and that's the one put on by the Invisible Wounds Project. The first one from the North St. Paul History Cruisers is on the 12th.
Yep.
And
Okay.
personally looking forward to great partnerships with both those organizations and hopefully a long history.
Excellent, thank you for that confirmation.
I'd like to add one thing to that, if I could please. One thing, they did make a change. They are going to make it open to all years, but they are for show cars during that time. So originally, they were going to do 2 different times of all open up to all years. They have now changed that to every car show, just for the sake that seems like some of the concerns with the car show were some of the people that were coming in were trying to bring in those newer vehicles, and that's where they had some kind of conflict. So they're trying to avoid that and just want it to be a nice, family-friendly event. So
And that's the Invisible Wounds?
Yes.
that is correct.
Is going to
Any year.
all years?
All of them. Correct.
Excellent.
Show cars. Yep.
So I wish I would still have my 1985 Plymouth Reliant. That would have been a show car. Also, the parking lot looks great, all striped up and against there, so our public parking over there on 7th, it really makes that area look much neater and cleaner. Also, on the way home today, I saw that the electricians were at the student-built home, so I stopped over and I did a tour of both of them, looked at them. They're coming along nicely. They're very nicely laid out. They're nice-looking places, so it's going to be exciting to have that done. But yeah, they did well with the space in there.
And when will those go up for market?
We're hoping, mid to late July?
And the plan is to do the open house before we put it on the market, or put it on the market and do the open house?
I think the school is talking August.
Oh, they pushed it to August? Okay.
That's what the teacher had mentioned. We don't have a confirmation.
Okay,
Okay.
so that was
Get the information out.
looking towards August, just so people can hear at home. Okay. For the unveiling. So that's going to be something to look forward to. Good stuff. All right, our next meeting is June 16th. I have a call for,
Troy, I interrupted you, but you were going to say something about general business.
No,
you said you
I
had
had
nothing.
to say.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yep.
No, I had nothing to say.
All right, so, all right, everybody, good meeting. Call for adjournment? What? Oh, we had signed up earlier. Oh, okay. All right, come on up. Come on.
3 minutes like normal.
My name is Eileen Stever.
Yeah, we'll put on this microphone for you.
Excuse me? 3 minutes. My name is Eileen Stever. I live on the corner of South Avenue and 2nd Street. And the city has been mowing my yard. It's a very steep boulevard on the 2nd Street side, because I live on the hill. And when that street was put in, I'd asked for a retaining wall. Why we didn't get a retaining wall put in? Because it's very difficult to mow. And they thought it was prohibitive at the time. So several years later, I kept on mowing it. I planted grass and kept on mowing it. And one day when I was mowing it, I almost tipped over with my lawnmower and fell, with a lawnmower running.
Oh.
So I came back to City Hall, to a council, and told them about it. Something has got to be done, because it's just too steep to push a lawnmower. And at that meeting, they decided to have the city mow the lawn after that. And they had been mowing it until last spring. And then the secretary said, well, we're not going to mow it anymore because we have no letter stating that it has to be mowed. And I said, well, I looked for a letter, and I didn't have a letter either. And so I guess maybe someone in the council told us, the Public Works Department, that they had to mow the lawn, so they didn't have a letter. At least they're telling me they didn't have a notice. And so I'm asking for a copy of that meeting so I can give them a paper in my hand and show them that they're responsible, because I've lost the person who had been mowing my lawn for many years. Quit. He said, I'm not mowing it again, it's too steep. And now my son helps me mow it, and he said it's dangerous. It's just too dangerous.
Okay, well, we'll have the city manager.
So I would like a paper copy that I could send them so that they have it in writing. Can that be done?
I'll get your contact information, and I will contact you, and we'll figure this out of what.
Pardon me?
I will get your contact information from you after the meeting here.
Yes.
And then we will figure this out. We'll figure out what happened and why it's the way it is. Is your address on a South Avenue address, or is it a?
It's on a hill, a corner of South and Second. It's a big house on the hill.
Do you face south? Is your address south, or is it second?
It's South Avenue.
South, okay.
Yeah.
County Road, okay.
But along South Avenue, when they put that in, they had all these beautiful retaining walls in on the houses that were on hills. And when they put in Second Street, and put the curb in, they didn't have a curb. It was way back in 1991 or something like that.
Okay, well, we'll take a look. It's,
I
you know,
don't
it's
know
also a
about-
county road too, south, so
Yeah.
there's a bunch of different territories with it, so, all
Anyway,
right.
they put in new sidewalks and driveways for the people across the street, but they didn't do anything on the hilly side of the street,
Okay,
except the curb, so
well, we'll look into it.
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you for listening to me.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming up.
Thank you.
All right. Call for adjournment.
I'd like to make a motion to call for adjournment.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Schweer. Second, Councilmember Norby. All those in favor say aye. Aye. We'll see you June 16th, everybody. Thank you.